In the first chapter of Matthew, we find a list of names in the genealogy of Christ. This happens to be the genealogy of Joseph, the husband of Mary, and it spans all the way back to Abraham. In the 17th verse of that chapter, it divides this list of names into 3 sections. The first section, running from Abraham to David, are 14 generations. And from David unto the carrying away into Babylon, there are 14 generations. And from the carrying away into Babylon unto Christ, there are 14 generations. However, if you count the number of names in the list, there are only 41. And 3 times 14 is 42. The missing name is in the 3rd section, for there are only 13 there, Jesus being the last. He is only the 41st generation. Where is the missing generation? Who was the son of Jesus? We know that Jesus did not father any children. But these are not natural children. These are spiritual children. In this study of the 42nd generation, we will discover who the Son of Jesus is. It is the Christ. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And she brought forth a man-child, and that child was destined for the throne. The woman is the church, the bride of Christ, and she is giving birth to his Son. Jesus is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Revelation 1 declares this, and so does Revelation 22. But let us consider now Revelation 21, verses 6 and 7. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountains of the water of life freely, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. Here Jesus in the Revelation is declaring that he has a son. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Yes, Jesus is the Everlasting Father. Christ means the Anointed One. The manifest presence of God on earth is Christ. By the incarnation of the Son of God in Jesus of Nazareth, he was completely one with the Father, the source of all life. He said, I and my Father are one. And Paul confirms that in his own words. He that is joined to the Lord is one spirit. Who is this Son? He is the overcomer, the corporate Christ in the fullness of the Spirit. For as the body is one and hath many members, and all the members of that one body being many are one body, so also is Christ. Now ye are the body of Christ, and members in particular. For we are members of his body, of his flesh and his bones. Jesus is the head of this body. For the Father hath put all things under his feet, and gave him to be the head over all things to the church, which is his body, the fullness of him that filleth all in all. He was taken from prison and from judgment. And who shall declare his generation? For he was cut off out of the land of the living. For the transgression of my people was he stricken. These words, who shall declare his generation, is an Old Testament term, which meant, who shall carry on his name? For if a man died before he fathered any children, he would have no one to declare his generation or carry on his name. So here in verse 8 it asks the question, who shall declare his generation? For he was cut off from the land of the living, indicating that he had died before fathering any children, and no one would be left to carry on his name. He would have no generation to follow him. But now we read in verse 10, Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him. He hath put him to grief when thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin. He shall see his seed. He shall prolong his days. This seems an absolute contradiction, for it says, he shall see his seed, he shall prolong his days. But in the Spirit there are no contradictions. Let us now read from the 22nd Psalm. A seed shall serve him, it shall be accounted to the Lord for a generation. They shall come and shall declare his righteousness unto a people that shall be born. It is saying that they shall declare him to the people of our day. And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which the Lord hath blessed. We are the harvest produced by the preceding generation, which was Jesus. And it is worth noting that this generation or seed is in the plural, they. Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east, and gather thee from the west. I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from afar, and my daughters from the ends of the earth. Even every one that is called by my name, for I have created him for my glory. I have formed him, yea, I have made him. You see here that these sons and daughters, every one that is called by his name is referred to in the singular, him. For Christ is a multi-membered body, not just one individual who lived 2,000 years ago. You are his body, and he is your spirit, for the two of you have become one.